not something I grew up with. I mean, at one point, I was voted most outgoing, and if those people could have seen the girl that I was, they would have been shocked. The same girl who used to talk to everyone she crossed paths with grew up to be scared of eye contact that lasted longer than 2 seconds. It wasn't until recently, coming to UAB this past fall, being surrounded by BSA and friends who accept me, that I begun to accept myself and embrace my voice. I've been able to step into the light and shine as me. And I've never really been good at speeches, so I'm hoping that that this little prose I wrote will be enough to get the story of my life out and hopefully leave a mark. Growing up as an Asian American in Alabama, you can imagine that the white-shaped cookie cutter didn't quite fit right despite how hard I tried to fit into it. I was boba and sweet tea, bok choy in a field of lettuce, and egg rolls in a world of wraps, a yolk surrounded by egg whites. I remember being in a circle of classmates where we shared our middle names, and I was so proud to share mine, knock one. But the smiles that I thought I would see were replaced by condescending giggles and a girl who said, "I bet your mom threw silverware down the stairs, and that's how she got your name." And I remember looking at her distraught and not being able to open my mouth and speak my voice. And like that, hands grasp my throat until I can't breathe. And the name that my mother calls me is in an audible whisper. My oriental eyes are pulled wider by the ravaging fingers, a result of innards that I allowed to blossom until it became a Venus flytrap and ate me alive. Hands touch curves of me that I wish it hadn't. They leave a blood-stained handprint that had already been embedded into layers of my being from decades of colonization. And I fruitlessly try scrubbing it off until the skin has collected under my fingernails, and now I'm bleeding. The red is all shades of dark, and it's hard to distinguish between what's blood and what's anger. Anger because I've been left like a china doll with pieces glued together like a mosaic, and now I'm on the edge of a table about to fall. Anger because I'm now something that I've tried to fight against. Anger because the melting pot of America has scorched my tongue until it's burning light, and now I no longer speak my mother's language. The tears that I shed are not mine, they are my ancestors. I look into a mirror, and I'm greeted by a reflection that I no longer know. And I suppose I was trying to combine the parts of me that were too yellow with the parts of me that were too white. But what's left was something that resembled pho and spaghetti noodles, or hamburgers with the unknown. And maybe now I realize that I don't have to choose one part over the other, or have to mix the parts of me until they no longer resemble themselves. I can love my pho with vermicelli noodles and my hamburgers with ground beef. I can love both sides of me, all sides of me. I don't have to change to fit into anyone else's expectations of me besides my own. And you, if you have fit into someone else's perceptions of you until you're squeezed into a box and it's dark and you think that you're alone, do not hide. Take my hand and step into the light. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Shine brightly as the truest form of yourself. And to my Vietnamese brothers and sisters, we have always been viewed at the bottom of the totem pole, labeled jungle Asians. The beauty of our language falls on the gracious ears who mistake the flowing ocean of sharp syllables and twang as pig's language, as they stomp on our culture, burying us in the mud. We are not to be forgotten. Be pulled to the light, be pulled to the surface and rise to the light. Bloom as lotus flowers, because we are beautiful. With our mud-stained roots, this is our history, and our petals, our future. Will you wilt or will you blossom? Thank you.